Okay, so back in SimCity 4 today. We are in a newer region called the Eastlands. We are in Port Allison, which is the main economic city for the Eastlands. And now this region, I like to imagine it being directly east of my Dothan region. Um, and I have the picture at the beginning of this video showing a little bit of the coastline and the beach areas and the river cutting on the north side of the region. And I've tried to match up the highways and some of the rail lines as close as I can to the Dothan area. Um, but I'm just going to have to use a bit of imagination for a lot of that. It's no big deal. Um, so, yeah, we are here in Port Allison, a smaller kind of city of about 70,000, usually fluctuates between 68 to 70,000. I'd like to kind of get it up to, I don't know, around 120,000, maybe 150,000. I want to keep it relatively small, I guess you could say, just so, it's not in direct kind of competition, I guess you could call it, with Dothan. I want this to be more of like, I guess you could call like a bedroom community, kind of almost, like far enough away that it's kind of its own thing, but close enough that it's still heavily influenced by it. I've always kind of liked places like that in real life, so I was interested in doing something like that in SimCity. So, to start off with, here we have downtown Port Allison. Not much to it right now, of course. Um, we have quite a bit of rail lines going through. Actually, I guess only two, but connecting, kind of going right through downtown area. And this comes on to the east here. Goes under this kind of eastern, I guess you call it, loop of the city, which I can go ahead and show. This highway here, if you can find a picture of my Dothan area, it would be on the, I guess, Central East Highway in the area of Dothan. There's two highways in the east side that connect to what was Sim Nation. This is the further north one, which I call it I think I've called it US 23 or something like that. Obviously just a made up highway, but I like to imagine it just connecting right into the immediate Dothan area. I think that's pretty interesting to do. So we have it coming in from the north side of Port Allison. We have this little beltway here, or loop, I guess you call it, or bypass, whatever. It actually goes south and meets up with another interchange here. And this also continues south into, what town is that? Southport. But the loop, anyway, branches off the highway there, continues south. We have a decent-sized bridge over this little river here. I built this and then realized, hey, I don't have any kind of ship traffic going into this tile next to it or any of the other tiles. So I didn't really need a bridge this tall, but I didn't really want to redo it again. But then I also continue this on, and this here, I do plan on having some ships go east and connect into the ocean, or what I imagine to be the Atlantic Ocean. The only bad thing is I'm not sure yet if I want to throw any on-off ramps onto this section of highway yet. Just have to depend on how it looks. Just have to mess around with that a little bit. So yeah, it's still got a lot of empty land available for development, but I like throwing the apartments and stuff. I like using these. I think they're 5x5 apartments. They fill in really nicely. We have a Kmart there and a Walmart on the other side. Got Jack in the Box, and I think, yeah, KFC and A&W, a BP oil station, and this is Exxon Mobil. And these interchanges here off the highways are just basic trumpet interchanges, nothing too fancy. I want to try to keep this somewhat small, so it doesn't need to be anything huge or, big stack interchanges or anything like that. We also have up here on the north side a Super Target and a Fry's electronics store, Hampton Inn, the mall for the city here. I think this is a Lowe's, yes. Whataburger, Wawa. This city I'm trying to do a little bit more planning on, as in I want to throw in a lot more landmarks and things like that. So that's why, say for instance here, I've left it kind of open. This will probably be where a lot of the landmarks eventually go. I can just end up continuing this avenue south, connecting here, close to the golf course. But yeah, I mean, the town isn't very big right now, 69 to 70,000, so you don't have to worry about high rises or anything just yet. But I'm trying to make this a little bit more realistic. We have several, actually, passenger stations, rail line stations, in the entire actual region. So I think that, connectivity will not be a problem for the region, I don't think. I've tried to make it where the sort of western edges and northern edges are definitely more farm oriented, with just little pockets of suburban, housing. And I really think of it as this highway on the western side anyway, being the kind of borderland between suburban and more rural. So, yeah, but I just imagine, traffic coming through from Dothan eventually comes through here on the highway, visiting, Port Allison on its way to the beaches of the Eastlands. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out some views here. Let's go with graphs first. Crime rates. About 25 or so crimes. Only about, I would say, 11 maybe arrests. Not too terrible for, 70,000 Sims. Commute time's not too bad, or I don't think it is anyway. Garbage should be fine. Education should be good. We do have quite a bit of education services here. It's not too bad. Let's check this real quick. Almost 1,300 students, so that's not too bad. Education by age. It's pretty good. Population by age. Still tends to lean a little older, but not too bad. Life expectancy, pretty good. Average income. For me anyway, that such a large tile and a good sized population here, I think that's pretty good. I tend to get stuck where the larger population I have, the lower the income goes. So I don't think that's too bad. Let's check some views here. Fires, spotty kind of. You need to get a station on the south side here. I don't want to put one there just yet. Let's check crime. Wow, what is all this up here on the northwest side of town? Fighting. Wow. Man, these guys are some angry Sims. Not sure what's going on up here. A bunch of fight clubs or something, I guess. I don't know. And a rowdy bunch down here. Then, sort of in the central part of town, we have, this is drugs, right? Yes. And an assault. That's not good. Car theft, I believe. Drugs, pie throwing. Flasher. We have a flasher at the seaport? Really? Okay. It's a little odd, but okay. So not really, I guess, too bad, you could call it. For some reason, they like to fight, it seems like. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's go and check traffic. Traffic should be fine. We have a little bit, what is this here? Is this the parking lot? Yes. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Let's check average age. Yeah, it's a little older in the sort of central district, I guess you'd call it, and on the outer edges, but that's not too bad. Health should be fine. We have this good old hospital here, which covers quite a distance there, so that's good. Air pollution should be, what is this here? Oh, the industrial part of town. Okay, well, it kind of is what it is. I think the other stuff will be okay. And I want this side of the river here to be mostly industrial, and I've already started doing that, so it should be pretty good there. And the ships will be able to leave the seaport and just come right on east. It'd be a pretty cool view, I think, from this bridge. Be able to go right on east out to the Atlantic. There's a nice little, or actually it's not little, but there's a nice bridge going over the river east of here in Edgewater. I have to show that sometime. But yeah, this is definitely a work in progress. Just a little bit of something. But I think it's coming along nicely. So yeah.